Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager, here for our March 2018 monthly update. As we were talking about earlier, these times just seem to go faster and faster and faster. I do want to say hello to everyone. I hope you're enjoying the cold weather as it's returned to our community. I'm hoping maybe this is its last round and that we'll be into springtime for sure as we move into the middle and end of March and April. So just want to remind all of us, community appearance continues to be very important to our mayor and council, from trash to shrubbery to whatever you can do to beautify your home or business within Goldsboro. Please do your part to make our community the best it can be. Littering continues to be a really big problem for our community, where some people, for whatever reason, just tossing trash out purposefully within our community. And I would just encourage all of us to do better at that. Talk it up with your friends and neighbors and try to encourage all of us to do our part to keep Goldsboro cleaner, because it does make a difference in how we present and what others think of us as they visit our community. And those of us that live here, I think, enjoy a cleaner environment as well. We continue to pick up trash on a weekly basis with city crews. And if you have areas of interest that you'd like us to be around to help clean up, please don't hesitate to call, and we will try to get our crews into those areas as well. You know, a lot of good things occurring in Goldsboro and Wayne County, I guess over the last couple of years, but certainly this past month or so, a lot of activity going on and more to come in the coming months. The first thing I would like to mention and congratulate the county commissioners on opening of the Maxwell Center. It officially opened March 1st. The city has a big play in that facility as well. We gave the 12 acres that the center sits on, or the council did, approximately $2.5 million there, and then 2 cents of the 6-cent occupancy tax the city has given for a very long time. And again, that's $300,000 to $400,000 a year for the next 20 years. So we have a very significant vested interest in that site as well and its success. But a lot of, again, congratulations to the county commissioners and the county of Wayne for opening such a fantastic facility for our community. If you have not had a chance to visit it, I would encourage you to do so over the coming weeks and see what kind of use you can see for it, or what kinds of groups you could bring into Goldsboro and Wayne County. So our hope is we will be bringing in outside people to visit this community, to be part of conventions or activities at that center, that then will stay in our hotels and eat at our restaurants and shop in our stores. So more to come on that, but as the future goes forward, I think it will be very bright for that facility. As part of that, the city did retain ownership to the 6 acres of property on Wayne Memorial at New Hope. We have been looking for a hotelier to build a hotel, or an investment group to build a hotel that would support the Maxwell Center. And again, more activity coming on that in terms of moving through a feasibility study, which we will recommend for the city council and county commissioners to consider funding, with the intent of finding someone or a suitable investment group to build a hotel there to again support the Maxwell Center. Multi-sports complex being built on 62 acres of property owned by Seymour Johnson Air Force Base that is leased to the city. It's a project we've talked about a number of years. Again, we continue to make progress there, and our contractors working diligently to pull that together for a late April opening. We're working with the Air Force to have a static display of an F4 there. We're talking about a small playground. We're talking about shelters, walking paths, playground equipment. 2 artificial fields, 6 natural turf fields, all well drained so they can handle a heavy rainfall and still be played on at a later time. And again, something I think the community will be very proud of. And again, the intent is to build a world-class facility for our kids to use all week long, and let tournaments and other activities, which our kids can participate in, but bring overnight stays into our hotels to help pay for the construction and upkeep of this facility. So pretty exciting to have that coming into opening in late April, so stay tuned on that. And then there's several North Carolina Department of Transportation highway projects that will have significant impact on our community. All of them, I think, are good ones. Over the next several years, Williams Street is to be widened to a 4-lane facility from US 70 to the new US 70 bypass with a median, so it'll have good turnaround movements at the stoplights. We'll have sidewalk through most of it, and that project is coming in the next year in terms of going to construction. The Royal Avenue Central Heights there at Berkeley Boulevard, where Central Heights is south of the railroad. Project with DOT will realign that, so Central Heights will move to the northern side of the railroad track. That project is funded and moving forward as well. Still a couple years before construction, but just want you to know it's coming. Wayne Memorial being widened from New Hope Road out to the new 70 bypass is another program project with the State Department of Transportation, and again, one that is coming in the near term, meaning within a couple years. And then there's the Berkeley widening project, again from New Hope, going out to the new US 70 that will widen it to 4 lanes the multi-lanes getting out to the new US 70 bypass. And again, all those projects were moving forward very quickly in terms of where it normally takes from start to finish of a project that size with our State Department of Transportation. A smaller project that's moving forward as well, Wayne Memorial, the State DOT, along with City Council support, put in the medians to make it Wayne Memorial safer from existing 70 out to Country Day Road. It has created some turning movement problems, particularly U-turns at those intersections. DOT is coming back with a project to fix that in terms of building bulb outs in ways that you can make a wider U-turn. The challenge and delay has been utility issues and right-of-way acquisition, of which they're working through, but that will make the median again function better in terms of people who are trying to make a U-turn at the traffic signals that are in place. So that is coming in the near term as well. A couple other projects ongoing that I do want to mention. Our water meter project, we're replacing all the water meters within the City of Goldsboro's water system. We have completed almost all of the business and commercial water meters, and we're starting this mid-March on converting all of the residential meters. We'll be doing 400 plus a week. The goal is to be finished this fall. It's going to replace the old meters that measured in cubic feet in terms of volume and change them all into gallons. So your bill will change as well in terms of how it looks, and we'll be measuring to the gallons of water used instead of the units, and the units ended up being 750 gallons of water per every 1 unit. So it was a little difficult for folks to understand. And again, that conversion will disappear. You'll see the gallons you use, and your bill ought to be very consistent with what it has been under the cubic foot, because we're not changing the rate, just the billing method, and it should be more accurate to what you're using on a monthly basis and easier to understand month to month. Again, that will be completed this fall and will allow remote read. It's a very tried and true system in terms of the remote reading, which will help us bill and be more accurate. We'll keep our meter readers in a safer position and likely reduce some of our meter reader staff. We'll have positions for those employees elsewhere within the city, but it will reduce the cost of the actual collecting of the meter in terms of personnel costs, the meter readings from our water meters. We also put in our new ladder truck, referred to as Tower 1, was placed into service March 6th. Again, this is a $1.3 million truck with $200,000 worth of equipment, so $1.5 million worth of investment by the city into this piece of equipment. Expect it will be in service frontline 15 to 20 years and reserve capacity for another 10 to 15 years. So it will be in the community for a very long time, but I just want you to recognize we do have a new piece of fire apparatus going up and down our streets serving the community, and that is an ongoing effort of replacing equipment as it is needed. Our summer youth program, we had talked about it, was set aside this year as our second year of the program. Council had asked that we make it income-based, and so we did that. The applications we received are good applications, but we were concerned about filling the number of positions that we are trying to get committed to. So we did go back to council as an update at their March work session and ask if we could open it up to all residents or all children within the city. The answer is yes, they were okay with that. Still will give priority to those low-income students or low-income applicants, but again, we will open it up to more, to anyone with children in the city who would like to be part of this program. And again, the feedback from last year was really, really good, so I hope that your child will be excited, that you'll ask them to apply or encourage them to apply. The deadline is the end of March, and so we will have some updates on that as we get toward the end of March and early April. Departments are working on their budget preparations. So just to give you an idea, we do run a budget year July 1st to June 30th. It does take some time in terms of preparation for the departments to submit their request to the Finance Department. The Finance Department and myself working through presenting a balanced budget to our council, and then the council working towards adopting a budget. And all that process, we'll be working, departments are working on their budgets today to submit to Finance. Finance and myself will work through in coordination meeting with departments through the month of April with the idea of getting a balanced or a recommended budget presented to City Council in early May. And that will give the council May to discuss the budget and any changes they would like to make to it, with the hopes that they will adopt a budget in early June. So more to come on that, but just wanted you to know that that is underway and we're moving forward with that. We did have some discussion with City Council on animal control coming back to our city police department. For many years, the city did have an animal control officer. That person retired at the end of 2016. As we were advertising the position, the county really made the request that maybe it would make sense for them to merge. So they have been doing the animal control services for the city for the past 12 to 15 months. I think it has worked fairly well, but after doing it for that period of time, the county said they really would prefer that we take it back over, so we're working to do that. That does mean we need to hire the person that, or rehire for the position with the person that retired almost a year and a half ago. We've got that posting out, and we'll get that done in the coming months, and then re-equip that position so they can function within their duties of animal control. So I hope from a community standpoint you don't see much of a difference. We would continue to ask you to call us as you need us through the 911 center, and that will get a response if you're having issues with any type of animal within your neighborhood or home. Union Station roof replacement. The City Council did award the roof replacement for Union Station. A lot of discussion on what to do with that. It's a significant cost. But the council at their retreat a year ago did talk about a willingness to preserve Union Station for a future use or future renovation. Total renovation project for Union Station is somewhere between $9 and $10 million, so it's a significant investment. Putting on this roof is about a $500,000 investment, so that is pretty significant as well. But we are doing that in conjunction with our State Department of Transportation. They have funding that will pay 50% of the cost. So locally, we're putting in about $250,000 of city funds, tying that to about $250,000 of DOT funds. And it will put a roof that is the correct roof from a historic perspective in terms of the look, and then protect the structure for future renovation or use. And again, once water starts getting into a structure, if you don't take that step to fix that, it will deteriorate to the point to where it's not salvageable, or the expense to repair it is significantly more than it would be today. So I think that is a good move by our council and our State Department of Transportation to try and preserve this structure for some significant use in the future, as it does add to the historic character and does add to a historic nature of Goldsboro and its downtown. City Council retreat. We are working on topics with our City Council to discuss with them. Their retreat is March 21st and 22nd. It will be at Goldsboro Event Center. It is a meeting that's open to the public. We will likely start around 8 o'clock in the morning and go until the council, probably mid-afternoon. So again, the public is welcome to attend. Number of topics, and again, that we will discuss with City Council. The council has requested to talk about topics such as environmental service salaries, additional mechanic positions within our garage, a summer in the zone event, new industry recruitment, historic district boundaries, cemetery expansion, and again we would interpret that to be both Willowdale and Elmwood, Paramount Theater operations costs, potential for a gym in District 1, and then internships within the city. And then some of the staff topics that we've talked about and think we need to discuss with City Council are, again, new positions that will be requested in the budget. In many years, there are a number of positions that are requested, and it's always a balancing act of which ones do we need the most in terms of funding, because that funding becomes a recurring cost year after year. Boards and commissions, and again, I think the council has adopted an ordinance. Our hope is that they'll make their appointments to the boards and commissions during the retreat. Street resurfacing phase 2, we did just finish $2.5 million worth of resurfacing under phase 1 with the street bonds. This is our second round. We'll have a list of streets based on the pavement condition rating, and our staff has ridden all of the city streets over the past 10 months so that they have now ranked them, and we should recommend some of the worst for paving based on that new pavement condition rating. We'll do some financial forecasting, bring in our financial consultant to help council understand sort of the city's financial position and an ability to absorb more debt if they choose to in the future. That will lead into the Herman Park Center discussion. We have talked about replacing the Herman Park Center with a true recreation facility and working through different numbers, anywhere from $8 to $10 million to $15 million to do that, and trying to do that without a tax increase and take on the additional debt related to Herman Park Center should the council choose to move forward. We'll discuss their strategic plan and sort of where we are with that. They did adopt a new vision and mission statement a year ago. We have been working at a staff level through that this past year and just give them an update on where we believe we're headed forward. We'll talk about downtown sanitation services and being more consistent with that. Currently, our downtown is sort of whatever the business or folks downtown would like to do, meaning they can have no trash service or they can choose to contract their own, and we're trying to make a little more consistency with that as our downtown really is an active and growing place. I think it is a good time to do that. And then we'll have our annual police department report. And I will tell you, while I'm not pleased with where crime is, I do think we've made significant improvements. We had a 10% reduction from 2015 to 2016, and about a 6% reduction in overall crime from 2016 through 2017. So again, those are numbers that are improving, and I hope those numbers will get better and better as we go forward in time, with the real result meaning less and less people are victims of any type of violent crime within our community. As spring arrives, there will be a number of activities from festivals and events in the community. I would encourage you to get involved. Look at our websites, from the city's website to Travel and Tourism to Paramount Theater to DGDC, our downtown development group. Again, a lot of activity going on, a lot of good things to do. Sometimes you've got to reach out and find those things. If we can be of service, please don't hesitate to call my office. It is 580-4330. Again, the city manager's office, 580-4330. And as always, we're here to serve. Please call on us if you need.